Alrighty, well, Carnivorous Wailing Sinclair and Honglu dropped, but today we're going to be covering Carnivorous Wailing Sinclair. Carnivorous Wailing Sinclair is a Zayn level E.G.O, has 16 base plus 8 roll, it does blunt damage, and has attack rate of 1. So, starting off, it's already pretty good with a 24 roll for a Zayn, decent. Before attack, gain highest resonance, subtract 2 attack weight, maximum of 2. So, it can get a attack weight of 3, pretty good. After attack, apply 20% of this unit's max HP as shield on self. 1 plus highest resonance, subtract 2 allies with the current least amount of HP. Apply 2 blubber bubble as well. Maximum number of allies that gain blubber bubble is 3. Holy smokes, it's a long list of things it does, but if this unit is already affected by blubber bubble, then change the amount of blubber bubble value to 2 at highest gloom absolute resonance 4. Then this unit gains plus 3 blubber bubble instead of 2, so pretty good, and I'll explain what blubber bubble does now. Blubber bubble is a new effect that you can apply on yourself, and what it does is if you have shield on yourself, but your shield gets cracked by the enemy, then the enemy takes either sinking count or sinking potency, and the sinking count and sinking potency is random. So they could either gain like 1 to 5 count or 1 to 5 potency, which, if you're asking me, if they get 3 blubber bubble on yourself and you just crack it, and let's say you get 5 potency, and 5 count, holy smokes, is that pretty darn good, I tell ya. But the passive of this E.G.O, Tear Film, start of turn, if this unit has shield, gain 1 protection. If this unit is under blubber bubbles effect, gain 1 additional protection. So, pretty good, but it really depends if you're wanting to use shield. If you are, then, well, this might be the E.G.O for you, I tells you. Because not many E.G.Os have really done much for shielding, at least not until this one, and I think that's pretty useful that we're getting some shielding E.G.Os, right? I guess shield isn't necessarily the best or the most important thing ever, but if you want to run a shielding team, which, I mean, there's no reason to, and you can't really do that, then this would be the one to do. But, I mean, right, you can't do it. But, on to the cost, it'll be 15 sanity, right? Pretty average for Zayn, and a whopping 6 resources, which is kind of expensive for Zayn, right? 1 lust, 2 sloth, and 3 gloom. And, might as well knock out the resistances. So, you are fatal to gluttony, endured to gloom. Well, the gloom, it's a frog, that's sad, right? Obviously, you're going to be chilling the gloom, but envy is going to be fatal to. So, that is about it for the resistances stuff. Now, it's time to talk about what we are all waiting for. The goofy corrosion. You got a 24 base with a negative 8 roll with a piercing damage. I'd love to see the different types of damages on Corrosion the Awakening. But before attack, gain the highest resonance, subtract 2, attack weight maximum of 2, right? Get to 3. Before attack, gain plus an aggro to the slot next turn. Now, that is really good. I'll get into that in a minute. But on hit, inflict 2 sinking and plus 3 sinking count. That is good, especially for a Zayn. That is pretty darn good. After attack, gain 20 plus 5 highest resonant percent of the unit's max HP as shield, and then you gain 2 blubber bubble on self. Maximum HP that you can gain from this, right, or shield that you can gain from this is 40% of your max HP. If this unit already has blubber bubble, then change that 2 blubber bubble to 2 blubber bubble, I guess. And at 4 plus highest absolute resonance, and if it says gloom, then you're going to be gaining additional 3 blubber bubble. Now, but that's not even it. If you at the 4 plus gloom resonance, you gain additional shield equal to 10% of this unit's max HP. So, you're going to be getting 40% of your max HP as shield, and then you're going to be getting another 10%, and then you're going to be getting a 3 blubber bubble. So, all in all, that's pretty darn good for keeping yourself shielded. And the E.G.O, I tell you, she seemed really bulky, right? The shielding, the protection, but she really shows in the design. He is hella thick, and I'm telling you that. And it's pretty good design. I like it quite a bit. On the Awakening, I tells you, and on the Corrosion, oh, by golly. On the Corrosion, he's so bizarre. He got like a fluid sac kind of bubble. Although it's a bubble, not a fluid sac. But sort of similar. But I tells you, pretty darn good design. So I'll give that a 7.7 out of 10. Pretty darn good. So this E.G.O is not necessarily the strongest in terms of strength, though. I mean, decent rolls for a Zayn, right? On the Corrosion, though, it's a pretty bad roll on the Corrosion, I gotta say. But on the Corrosion, you're applying some sinking, and you're getting more shield and stuff. So it's definitely a useful one, but on the strength category, pretty trash because of blah 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 blubber bubble is not really doing much to damage them. It puts some sinking on them, I'll tell you that. It puts some decent amount of it. But other than that, you're not doing too much damage with it. Ice tells you she's pretty darn weak, but what you make up with in what you don't have in strength, you make up with in defense. Oh boy, I tell you, all that blubber bubble giving you an extra reason to defend yourself, and you're just defending yourself. On the corrosion, oh by golly, on the corrosion, you're making yourself into a mini tank. Getting 50% of your max HP as shield, and then getting about like 3 blubber blah 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 blubber bubble, and then also inflict a bunch of sinking. So if they hit you, then you break that. Oh by golly, you're gonna be doing a lot of sinking. And the aggro, all the 10 aggro, nice. And the attack weights are all right. It's always nice that they have a little bit of attack weight in there. 3 attack weights, pretty decent, right? But doesn't really matter the attack weight because it doesn't matter if you're hitting them. I mean, on the corrosion, right, you get 2 sinking potency and 3 sinking count. That's good. But I'd say it doesn't really matter because what you want to do is just get it on yourself, and you're chilling. Defensively, this is a phenomenal E.G.O, so I got that like an 8. Maybe, yeah, an 8, because really, statistically, we have not seen many E.G.Os like this, if not at all. Then encourage you to defensively block yourself, and just help you block in general. So, all in all, 8, pretty darn good, I would have to tell you. But, that is about it for this E.G.O. Pretty darn nifty, pretty darn interesting. I like the looks of it, I like the premise of it, and I like the abnormality. So, all in all, pretty darn good, and I hope the Honolulu E.G.O is as good as this. It's a half, not a Zan, so it's probably going to be even better. But we'll cover that tomorrow, or maybe the next day, but I probably might as well do it tomorrow. But hope you have a good one, and peace.